Now I got something to show you, and it's gonna be something momentous. Hello everybody, it's me, the excellent reviewer, and guess what? It is time to make some predictions. Yeah, we have 2 shows that we will be predicting coming up soon. So without further ado, let's get straight off with the one that is happening first, and that is Payback, which is happening this Sunday. Now, first of all, the first match we have in the card is pre-show. It's Enzo and Big Cass against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Now, generally, this is for the revenge and the payback that Enzo Amore and Big Cass seek against Carl and Anderson. And honestly, I honestly say that, yes, Enzo Amore and Big Cass will win. Why? Because they haven't been so much on a winning tear, and I feel as though they need it more, and they can be taken seriously, and maybe even challenge Matt and Jeff Hardy for the Tag Team Championships. So definitely I am going to say that Enzo and Big Cass beat Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. After that, we have Neville against Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. And like I say with all my other videos, I'm not sure that this is the correct order of the card. I am just simply displaying it. So after that, we have Neville against Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight title. And this is going to be a really good match because you see the intensity that Austin Aries has, and that he is willing and ready and able to just go after Neville to win the Cruiserweight Championship. But I say that Neville retains. I say that Neville retains because, like I said before, he is really hot at this moment, and he is rejuvenating the Cruiserweight division. He is giving it depth, and he is giving it everything that it needs. So I generally say Neville is going to retain. And let's have Neville be champion for like 10 years. Let's have him be Cruiserweight champion for 10 years because he could make it really interesting. So definitely Neville retains. After that, we have the Hardy Boys against Sheamus and Cesaro to defend the Raw Tag Team Championships. Generally, it was a shock to everyone when the Hardy Boys returned at WrestleMania. And it was even more of a shock when the Hardy Boys won the Raw Tag Team Championships. So it was a really surprise. And also, Sheamus and Cesaro have been really good at this point, and they're going to be taking on one of the best tag teams of all time. However, you can't deny the broken brilliance of Matt Hardy. The broken brilliance and the great attitude of Brother Nero. And if you were to strip them of the titles, if you were to take the titles away from them so soon, it wouldn't look good for the Hardys. I mean, like, sure, you could set up the Bray Wyatt and Broken Matt Hardy thing right away, but what's the rush? What's the rush? Let's have a good, formidable tag team like Enzo and Cass, who haven't held the tag team titles. Let's have them win. So definitely I'm going to say that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, they retain the Raw Tag Team Championships because it's too soon. It's too soon for them to have won it, and then they lose it. So generally, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy retain. After that, we have Samoa Joe against Seth Rollins. Now, this match the feud was started months ago when Samoa Joe almost injured and took out Seth Rollins for a future match at WrestleMania. So Seth Rollins was able to come back at that, and he is able to challenge and say, Samoa Joe, I took care of Triple H. Now I'm going to come after you. So generally, he is looking for payback, hence the whole title. He's looking for payback against Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe has been really good, He's been delivering on all levels. I'm going to say Seth Rollins wins. Why? Because I feel as though Seth Rollins, who has already beaten Triple H, can be even elevated even more if he can beat Samoa Joe. And this doesn't have to be a one-off, Seth Rollins wins and that is it. No, there are going to be more matches like this. They're going to have more matches with higher stakes and higher stipulations. So if Samoa Joe takes a loss for the first time that they meet, That is fine, as long as it's very evenly balanced out, and generally that there is a good story to tell. But I'm going to say that Seth Rollins wins. After that, we have the United States Championship match, one of two interpromotional matches within Payback, and that is Kevin Owens defending his United States Championship against Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho has vowed to defeat Kevin Owens, and if he can beat Kevin Owens, he will officially move to Tuesday Night SmackDown. So there's a lot on the line when it comes to this match. However, I'm going to say Kevin Owens retains his championship. Why? Because I feel as though Chris Jericho, he's doing really good, but he doesn't need the United States Championship. He doesn't need it. He hasn't made it feel important in quite a while, and Kevin Owens has made the intentions that the United States Championship is everything to him now. The United States Champion, he is the new face of America. And so I think he's going to keep it more. He's going to want to keep it more. And everything now that they have a #1 contender for the United States Championship in AJ Styles, I definitely think that Kevin Owens is going to retain his United States Championship. And plus, Chris Jericho is better on Raw than he is on SmackDown. At least that's my opinion, and I feel as though it feels like he's more at home on Raw. After that, we have Bayley against Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, Alexa Bliss, I love you, Alexa Bliss. If you're watching this, I love you, because Alexa Bliss is one of the best female talents going on right now. And the fact that she's challenging so soon after she had just been in the Superstar shakeup, I don't want to say drafted, but once she had been moved to Raw, that's generally a great thing. Now, Bayley has been champion, and she's been a really good champion up until this point, but I feel as though you can do more with Alexa Bliss. You can do more. You can have better range. But I'm going to go against my better judgment, and I'm going to say that Bayley retains, because it generally... Bayley should be champion for just a little while longer, until the right person, Nia Jax, comes in and takes that title away from her. Bayley retains. After that, we have Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton in the House of Horrors match. And I am pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, that this is not even for the WWE World Heavyweight title. The second non-promotional match, first of all, why is it not for the WWE title? Now, I get the fact that if Bray wins, that Raw will have 2 world titles and SmackDown will have none. But honestly, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that it's not even for the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's like, what is even the point? But we're going to have to go into this. I think I'm going to say that Bray wins. Why? Because he needs it way more than Randy Orton does. Now, Randy Orton has been really good. He's been proven himself to be a true champion. But Bray Wyatt has sort of been in the midst. He's sort of been in the background. He's sort of been like, how can we take this guy seriously if he didn't even beat Randy Orton? How can we take him seriously? You know? So, you know how you take him seriously? When he beats Randy Orton in the House of Horrors match, which, by the way, we still don't know what that is. I guess we're going to find out on Payback. I have no idea what it is, and it could be like the Ambrose Asylum, the Asylum match that he had with Chris Jericho, so it may be something like that again. Who knows what's going to happen there, but I definitely say Bray Wyatt wins because he needs that victory way more than Randy Orton does. And finally, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the main event, Roman Reigns against Braun Strowman. Now, Braun Strowman basically destroyed Roman Reigns. And guess what? The crowd and me and everyone else, they loved it. They loved the fact that Braun just destroyed Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns hasn't been on Monday Night Raw. He hasn't been there. So, he's going to make his big comeback at Payback, and he's going to... I know you're going to bring it. You're going to bring it to me. Roman Reigns is going to beat Braun Strowman. He's going to beat him because how can you go out? How can you lose your first big high-profile match at the main event of a pay-per-view, and how can you lose it? How could you lose that when you just beat The Undertaker? When you just beat The Undertaker, and then you go off losing to Braun Strowman. Nothing against Braun, but you can't do that. You can't just say, oh, I beat The Undertaker. I beat The Undertaker, and guess what? I lose to Braun Strowman in my first pay-per-view match. You can't do that. Even though Roman Reigns didn't deserve it, Roman Reigns should get a better push. Roman Reigns should get a better push, and he should not lose in his first match after beating The Undertaker. So now we move on away from WWE to the land of Japan when we go over to New Japan Pro Wrestling on Wrestling Dontaku 2017. Now I'm just going to list off the major matches that are involved in this pay-per-view event. So what we have right here is Kanemaru and Taichi of Suzuki Gun will face Roppongi Vice in a rematch for the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. Now, this could be a really good match, but what I'm saying right here, and what I'm going to say, is that Suzuki Gun, Taichi, and Kanemaru, they retain. Roppongi Vice has been good leading up to this point, but I generally believe that Taichi, Kanemaru retain their IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. After that, we have Hiroki Goto against Minoru Suzuki for the Never Openweight title. Now, this is going to be a hard-hitting affair. This is going to be one of the best matches on the card. This is going to be one that steals everything. And that's Hiroki Goto against Minoru Suzuki. Now, Minoru Suzuki has had some really good matches up to this point. A stellar match with Okada and having really good matches. And Hiroki Goto has been a good champion defending his IWGP Never Openweight Championship. But I feel as though Minoru Suzuki is his time. It's his time, and that he's going to be our next Never Openweight champion. Why? Because how good would it be to see Minoru Suzuki, since his return, saying he's going to be dominant, that Suzuki Gun is going to be dominant, and have him prove it by winning the Never Openweight Championship. Definitely, I'm going to say that Minoru Suzuki becomes our new Never Openweight champion. After that, we have what should be another great match. Hiromu Takahashi will defend his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Ricochet. Holy shit, as soon as this match was announced, I lost my mind. Ricochet, a man who has literally springs inside his legs and is one of the best wrestlers going right now, against Hiromu Takahashi, who has had stellar defenses, has stellar matches with Kushida, Dragon Lee, Ryusuke Taguchi. He has been a great junior heavyweight champion. Now, I can't see him losing the title. I will tell you right now that I'm going to say that Kushida retains. Why? Because Ricochet, he is not the man to do it. Maybe have it be Kushida, maybe have it be someone else, but I feel as though it's not Ricochet's time to be the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He already is a part of Taguchi Japan, which is already the 6-man Never Openweight Tag Team Champions, so I generally believe he doesn't need it as much as Hiroki Goto did, or how even Kushida did. But the fact is, Hiromu Takahashi retains. Hiromu Takahashi is going to retain. That last bit with Goto, I had no idea what I was saying. That was nonsense now, wasn't it? After that, we have Evil against Hiroshi Tanahashi. These two are in a bitter feud with each other. These two do not like each other at all. Evil eliminated Hiroshi Tanahashi from the New Japan Cup. He was able to take him out, and they have been engaging in bitter war since then. Definitely, Hiroshi Tanahashi needs this to get a good comeback, to get a good story, to get a good comeback, unless he really feels like he wants to give that win to Evil. But I honestly believe that Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to hit that high fly flow. 1, 2, 3, Evil's out of here. After that, we have Tetsuya Naito against Juice Robinson for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. This is the match of Juice Robinson's life. Bigger than Cody, bigger than Goto. He has challenged for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, the second most prestigious belt in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So generally this is a big match for Juice Robinson. However, I feel as though he's not going to win, and that Tetsuya Naito is going to retain. Why? Because in championship matches, Juice generally doesn't tend to do very well. And in pay-per-views, he generally doesn't tend to do well. Wrestle Kingdom, he lost to Cody. For the Never Openweight title, he lost to Goto. So I'm going to say that Naito retains. It's all about finding the right person who could beat Naito, because Naito is really hot at this moment, and he's near on untouchable. So definitely, I'm going to say Naito retains his Intercontinental Championship. After that, we have a 3-way tag team championship match for the IWGP Tag Team Championships, and they are the current champions, War Machine, against Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan against the Gorillas of Destiny. Who is going to win? I say War Machine retains. They retain just a little bit longer, even though they are from Ring of Honor, and I generally believe that people from Ring of Honor, since they're from Ring of Honor, they generally aren't going to hold the titles as long as people who are from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So generally, War Machine hold on to it for just a little bit longer, because obviously the company sees that they are going some way by giving them the tag team titles. So generally, hold on to it just a little bit longer and have the right team beat you. After that, we have on the line Taguchi Japan against Los Ingobernables de Japón in a 6-man Never Openweight Tag Team Titles match. Now these two teams have feuded back and forth for the 6 Never Openweight Tag Team titles. This has happened all the way since New Year's Dash. These two have been feuding, going back and forth for the tag team titles, and generally they've been entertaining, but it's getting a little tiresome, and generally Taguchi Japan should retain. I feel as though they love those titles more than Los Ingobernables do. Like, they really want those titles, they want to keep those titles, and generally I feel as though Taguchi Japan should retain the 6-man Never Openweight Tag Team titles. After that, we have a revenge match. Kenny Omega against Tomohiro Ishii. This was revenge for when Ishii eliminated Kenny Omega from his big return in the New Japan Cup. He eliminated him, and he wants revenge. And generally, I'm going to say Kenny Omega wins. Why? Because he needs it. He needs it. I mean, he's said 2017 is still going to be the year of Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club and the Elite. And so far, it's gone alright, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it was like he was last year, where he won so many good matches and he was untouchable last year. So generally, I'm going to say Kenny Omega wins because he needs it. And finally, for our main event, Okada will defend his IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Bad Luck Fale. Now, this match started after Shibata and Okada had their 5-star epic. Bad Luck Fale, who was in the semifinals and in the finals for the New Japan Cup, had just gone out and attacked Okada, thus issuing this match and this challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now, as we've seen in the Road to Dontaku, Bad Luck Fale has already pinned Okada cleanly in the middle of the ring. Could he do it again at this event? Okada has had many challenges throughout his career. Naito, Tanahashi, Omega. But this might be one of his biggest challenges yet. Bad Luck Fale, who is no doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest, meanest, nastiest person in New Japan right now. But I have a feeling that Okada, he's the best wrestler in the world right now, and they don't give that title out for anybody. Okada is the best right now, and I'm going to say that he retains. He finds some way to retain his IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He finds some way, either by a leg submission or something, he is going to retain and still be our IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Well, that's been it for this episode of The Excellent Reviewer. My predictions for Payback and Wrestling Dontaku 2017. Do me a favor, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, whether or not you feel as though Bad Luck Fale is going to win or Chris Jericho is going to be our new United States Champion. Let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I couldn't be here without you. I couldn't be doing this without you. And I've been Samuel V, aka The Excellent Reviewer, and I will see you all as soon as I can.